I'm Big Will Levinson, and it's time to talk sports. Today we take you to the mountains, to one of the prettiest football settings in America, where last year's 2A state runner-up, the Rifle Bears, are hungrier and more motivated than ever.
When we came to camp, I kind of had a good feeling that we're going to come out aggressive and ready, and we showed up.
We told the kids this year we're not rebuilding. You know, everybody used the word rebuilding after we lose that many seniors. We're just reloading at this point. You know, we're having kids show up. I think the younger kids are starting to buy into the program as to where the older guys kind of were used to what came before. I think at this point our young guys are stepping into their roles, starting to figure it out a bit, and we're having more and more kids show up.
Man, I love coming up here. Simply, if you ask me, the best setting for high school football in America. But these Rifle Bears, they won't be playing here on Friday. Instead, they'll be playing in the same place where they had their hearts broken in the state championship game last year, Stoker Stadium, as they take on the Grand Junction Tigers to kick off their season.
I think it just motivates us to get the job done now. I mean, at this point, you know, we're aiming to get back there, but it's going to be a long road ahead. I think we're just preparing to get to that point. I think our kids are fired up to return to the place where it ended last year for game one, so it's an exciting thing.
When I go to Junction, I drive past Stoker, and it just, like, I get the chills just looking at that stadium because of how it impacted our team. But I feel like when we go out there, it's just going to be like a different game, but same setting.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good game, you know. They have a good team, we have a good team. It's going to be a good game, in my opinion.
They only lost 2 seniors, so they're pretty experienced at this point. They got a big kid in Will Applegate. You know, I think he'll be tough to stop. Number 6, their running backs, he's pretty shifty. He doesn't go down easy, so I think we're poised with the challenge, but I think our kids are up for it, and we're ready to go for it.
But of course, the big change this year for the 2A runner-up Bears, a jump from 2A to 3A. But this program has been there before. They're not daunted by the tougher competition.
Honestly, I don't see it as any difference. Football is football. It's just bigger. We got to try harder, more players. So it's going to be, honestly, I think it'll be easy because we'll have more players that sub in and sub out.
It's exciting. You know, we're back to where we were when I played. I think 3A is an exciting place to be. I think it's very competitive, and I think that's one of the best preparations that we told our kids and our parents, that, you know, we're playing some tougher teams, but once we hit that playoff time, it'll pay off and it'll be rewarding for us.
And not only will their opponents get tougher, but Rifle will have to be without perhaps 2 of the best talents to ever come through the program. Current Colorado Mesa Mavericks, former Rifle superstars, Logan Gross and Troy Mataia.
I don't think you necessarily replace them. I think we have a handful of guys who are willing to step in that role. You know, we got a bunch of athletic kids this year that it might be a little more diverse offense than we saw last year. You know, defensively, I think we have a handful of kids we're going to rotate through and make sure they get the job done. I think our guys have been up for the task to, you know, not necessarily replace them, but at the same time, just be ready to go when their name's called upon.
I mean, us seniors and juniors have been playing with each other since middle school years, 7th and 8th grade, and we just became a family in the weight room and everything. We've just been working, even on the field in school. Each time we always hang out and everything, so I feel like this bond was able to help us out. I think it's to be a good team, the bond we have.
And despite all that they've lost, and despite the road getting tougher, the Bears believe they can be back in the title game.
We know what our expectation is to get to where we were, but at the same time, we got to start it week by week and just go 1-0 each week.
That huge Grand Junction Rifle Showdown is the first of a local doubleheader on Friday, 4 p.m. kickoff at Stoker Stadium. And of course, just after that game, Delta and Palisade will square off. And a reminder that Fruita and Central will go at it at Stoker Thursday night. Yeah, this week's Friday Night Frenzy will be must-see TV. But that's all my time for sports. I'm Big Will Levinson.